Flora and Ulysses is the brand new Disney Plus original film. The film stars Matilda Lawler, Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, Allison Hannigan, Bobby Monahan, Danny Pudi, and Ben Schwartz, and tells the story of adventures of a young girl and a squirrel with superpowers. My name is Max Sternberg. The film also is 1 hour 35 minutes and is PG. My name is Max Sternberg. Welcome back to a brand new Disney Plus original film review here on Max Talks Movies, and today I'm talking Flora and Ulysses, which came out yesterday, February 19th on Disney Plus. Before I get into my review of this new Disney Plus original film, please hit the thumbs up button. That is the best way to support this YouTube channel. Also, new to the channel, please let's have a fun conversation in the comment section down below. I respond to every single comment. So let's have some thoughts on this film. If you've already seen this film, it's one of your least favorite Disney Plus original films. And if you have not seen the film, are you going to check this one out this weekend with the family on Disney Plus? Also, new to the channel, movie reviews, TV show reviews, and movie rankings. If you like any one of those things, please consider hitting that subscribe button, as we're trying to get to 100 subscribers very, very soon. Ring that bell to be notified when my next reviews come out on this YouTube channel. Now let's get into my review. So I had no idea what to expect about the film. I didn't know anything about the film heading in. I did see a poster with a squirrel and Matilda Lawler's character. So I had that going for me heading into this film. And Disney Plus has been a streaming service that I've actually quite enjoyed most of their original films. I think Artemis Fowl clearly is at the very bottom tier, and I wasn't a huge fan of Godmothered, but I think that films like Lady and the Tramp and the Timmy Failure film all have done a solid job for Disney Plus. And like Clouds is one of my missed my top 10 last year, and Stargirl is another one I like. So there's a lot of Disney Plus movies that I do think are nice, and I think this film will fit into somewhat of that category. This is a real easy, simple watch, an hour and a half, and it's made for kids. Now, is it like literally specifically made for kids? There are a lot of meta jokes that kids are not gonna understand involved. So basically the movie is about when Flora rescues this squirrel, and her dad, who's played by Ben Schwartz, is a former comic book writer, wrote comic books. None of them got published, and him and her parents are both separated now. So she uses her inspiration from her dad's comic books to always think that superheroes were kind of real, that they're real things. And when she realizes this, she takes on an adventure of humorous complications that ultimately change Flora's life and her outlook. And that's the description from Letterboxd. And that's a great way of putting it. Now, once again, this movie needs to have a good child acting performances here. And they are definitely here, led by Matilda Lawler as Flora, who is brand new now to Hollywood. And this is a really great performance that, even though I think the character of Flora is very not as developed as she should be, I think her performance does make the film seem like a lot more is happening. And that's because of Matilda Lawler's performance, her excitement, her humor, her relationship with Ulysses, and just her amazement of wanting superheroes. Like, the messaging from her character is very authentic and very real. She's not just playing a dumb, excited 10-year-old kid. She has to act like a kid, but at the same time trying to give some good messages and to take her seriously as a kid. And I think that that's what the movie does handle with her character the best, and that's what Matilda Lawler as an actress does the best. She can be immature at times, but she can be mature enough to understand what's going on in her life, how she needs to fix her life, and all that type of stuff. So that particularly thing I was pretty shocked that they took the time to do. Also, the other kid in the movie is Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, who everyone now knows from The Haunting of Bly Manor, who played a very creepy character in that TV show. And he doesn't play a creepy character, but he plays a character that feels kind of off in the film, and he's also fantastic. Again, he was great in Bly Manor. He's good in here. He plays a kid named William Spiver, who is the Flora's neighbor's nephew who joins the party. He's also blind, so they have that added to the film. And then her parents are played by Allison Hannigan and Ben Schwartz, and I love Ben Schwartz. I think it's great to see him now live action. Obviously, Sonic was a big break for him, voice acting wise. He was in Space Force as well last year, which I've reviewed on this YouTube channel. So I really do enjoy Ben Schwartz and his character. I was really whenever I was laughing during the movie, it was involving Schwartz's character. He had a lot more screen time than I thought, and I think the parents themselves got a lot more screen time than I thought. Normally, it'd just be Flora, Ulysses. The parents are kind of in the background, but because they're separated, and Schwartz has this in with her daughter about comic books, and you don't really get to see a movie with a female character is addicted to comic books. So I also think that's also breaking some ground as well. Their bond is also really great, but her bond with her mom, who writes novels, played by Allison Hannigan, also is very well done as well. And again, the film feels fun. Ulysses is a really fun character. Again, Ulysses doesn't talk at all, and I thought that that's the easy way for Disney to go with the film, but Ulysses doesn't talk, and he does superpower things, but not to an extent where it feels like a superhero film, which I thought was also a nice tie-in to the overall messaging of the movie. And the film does have some exciting action set pieces, especially in the last couple minutes with Ulysses' character when you finally get to see him in action. But yeah, overall, again, those are my positives. Moving into my negatives. As my negatives, as I'll say, the film does feel like you've, for the most part, been there, done that with this type of film. And you expect that the movie is quite predictable. And as I said, Flora as a character. Now, the performance is great. And the idea of making her not just a 10-year-old kid who's annoying, but also building her character to be more fleshed out, that I'm cool with. But Flora's character doesn't really have a as big of a character arc as I would have liked. She's kind of just a character who likes comic books, and because belief in comic books and belief in her dad, believes in this squirrel, but she doesn't get to do enough, in my opinion, in the film. And really, my issues was I love that the parents got screen time, but I never really felt their romance really hitting me at all emotionally. They're kind of just separated. We're never told why they're separated. They're just separated. And that I thought that we should have gotten a little more detail on that. I know it's a kid's movie, but still, as a film, you need a little more background on that. Now, this writer has had a mixed bag of movies. He did Spies in Disguise in 2019, which is a film I actually quite enjoyed. It's not a great movie, but I thought I had a really fun time with that film. Then he did Ferdinand as well. So it's a real mixed bag of a solid movie to a really bad movie, in my opinion. But this movie, I think, will fit in the middle for his filmography. As we continue with the negatives, also the CGI can be a mixed bag. For Ulysses, for the most part, he feels like a real squirrel for the most part. The CGI does work with his character, but there's a cat that comes into the situation that also kind of affects the villain, I guess, of the movie, and that has terrible CGI. There's no semblance of that being an actual cat that has CGI to it. It feels like literally a CGI'd cat. While Ulysses just does not feel like a CGI squirrel, which is a compliment to the Ulysses, but they didn't spend like anything on the cat. And every time the cat popped on screen, I was just rolling my eyes, not really enjoying the experience because it just looked so fake. And again, this movie does have a predictable story, a cheesy storyline, and the film can drag a bit. I did have to check the time clock a couple of times. And this is an hour and a half film, so there's nothing to cut off. It just felt like the film does drag at some parts when there isn't enough action going on and there's not enough jokes to keep you interested. But overall, guys, I had a fun enough time with the film. It's not really a great film, but it really isn't a bad film as well. I think kids can have some fun with it. It does make some references to Marvel, X-Men, even Titanic has a couple of inside jokes if you've seen Titanic, so that jokes are literally for the adults. But if you have kids, definitely show them Flora and Ulysses. If you're an adult and you're by yourself, not really particularly sure why you'd be watching this film, it really is for the most part made for kids with jokes that adults can keep them interested. So overall, I'm going to give Flora and Ulysses a 3 out of 5 stars, a 60% on the money, guys. I can't go above 60% with the idea of the film's overall script issues and feeling like you've been here, done that. But overall, a fun enough time. Thank you guys for joining me on my review of Flora and Ulysses. Please like, comment, share this video, subscribe, ring the bell for a lot more notifications. I've done 4 reviews over the last 2 days. Next week, we'll be once again just as busy with multiple movies coming out on Friday. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.